I'm at the 100 Thieves compound right now, joined by Sniper, who's headed off to Worlds, and I was told 36 hours or so in 2 days, right?
In 2 days, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you packed?
I have not packed a single thing yet.
Okay.
But yeah.
Good. Well, maybe after this interview, you should go do that.
100%.
We'll get right back to the rest of the video in just a second, but did you know Worlds is coming up? And why not, ahead of Worlds, enter a new world with Boot.dev, the sponsor of this video. With Boot.dev, you can learn back-end web development from start to finish in the Python and Go programming languages. And I know that might sound not super fun, but Boot.dev makes it fun by turning it into a game. That's right, it's an RPG game that is self-paced and captivating, and that is why it ends up being the best way to learn programming, because you never get bored. The platform is designed to get you writing a ton of codes, because getting your hands on the keyboard and shipping projects is the only way to really learn. And if you're ever struggling to understand a concept, Boots, a powerful bear wizard that's been trained on each lesson, can walk you through your issues. The creators of Boot.dev never want a student feeling like they spent money on something that isn't helping them, so they offer a 30-day no questions asked refund policy. At Boot.dev, they believe that learning to code is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and going deep into the materials and taking time on the fundamentals so that you are as prepared as you can be for your job search. One of the things I love about Boot.dev is they understand that not everyone has the money to spend on a membership, and so all their content is free to read and watch in guest mode. But the paid membership unlocks interactivity and the game that goes alongside it. Click the link in the description and use my code to get 25% off your first month or even your first year if you decide to sign up for the annual plan. Yes. Have you ever left the country before?
Like for an international event?
Or just in general?
In general, I went to Korea and
oh,
I think
right.
America's the
you
only
did some
other
boot camp
place.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I should have said, have you left the continent? But regardless, yeah, so you've not been to Europe before?
I've never been to Europe before.
Okay. No. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Or about Europe or about Worlds or both?
About both, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, both.
Because it's funny, because I know sometimes pro players are like, yeah, it doesn't really matter where we go because we're just going to be like boot camping, scrimming, and then playing the game. But I think because you guys are going a little bit early to the Netherlands, you should maybe have a chance to like get out a little bit.
I think we'll have like a day or two where we're just like chilling and just hanging out, but yeah.
Getting used to like the time zone switching and all that stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, so you have qualified to Worlds. How, I've been asking everybody I talked to here, are you surprised that ended up happening?
Not necessarily, because I already knew we were going to be Cloud9, but...
You already knew?
I already knew we were going to beat them, of course, yeah, of course.
So how did you know when it feels like no one else knew?
I mean, I could just tell that like Jojopion and Donatos especially just like weren't performing as good as they would normally do.
Yeah.
Especially versus FlyQuest. So like after we won the first game against them, I'm like, I looked at Donatos, saw that he was like, his head was just down.
Yeah.
He already looked defeated, So
yeah.
I was like, we're for sure gonna win.
And you're saying Thanatos, right?
Thanatos.
Is that
Thanatos,
wait?
Thanatos,
I think it's very funny.
Oh
Does 100 Thieves call him Thanatos? Is this like a meme or is this just like a thing that you're doing? Because either way, I love it.
It's only me that does it.
Okay.
Honestly, I keep forgetting to pronounce his name correctly.
Okay.
Sorry, Thanatos. Wait,
Thanatos.
Thanatos.
Yes.
Sorry, Thanatos.
Thanatos.
Yeah,
all right.
Thanatos.
Either way, that's great. I hope other people start calling him Thanatos, but maybe a little bit after from now, because I'm sure he's feeling a little bummed still.
Yeah.
All right.
True.
So you knew, but so it sounds like you did not know that you would beat Cloud9 until after the first game.
Even before the series, to be honest. Yeah.
You just felt confident.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So you knew that. Did you know you were going to lose to FlyQuest?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. No.
I'm just trying to gauge the prescience here for you, how much you can know about the future.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did not know you would lose to FlyQuest. Why do you think you lost to FlyQuest?
Honestly, I felt like they were just the better team.
Yeah.
On that day, and I don't know, like we're just such like an inexperienced team. So it was like everything was new to us. The fans playing in front of us was like kind of nerve-wracking, at least for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like we just got experience gapped on, and that was mainly the most thing.
Yeah. So it was kind of just the experience gap, as you were saying. That's really what it was. So do you think that there was any like draft issues or anything like that, or is it just, or maybe stage jitters, or is it purely just down to experience?
I definitely felt a lot of like stage jitters, just because when we were playing at the LCS arena, I was like very comfortable. Nothing was like bothering me or anything. But when we were playing on like the arena in front of like 4,000 people, I was like, oh my gosh, like so many people came to see me here.
Yeah.
Like people want me to do good. They want me to like play really well. So that definitely got into my head a bit, which I eventually got over, but it was still something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now you've had that out of your system, so whenever you go play on stage at Worlds, you'll feel a little more confident. Though, ironically, I guess I'm thinking about it now, so much of Worlds takes place in the LEC arena, so when you make it to quarterfinals, you'll be ready, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
I will 100% be
Yes.
ready.
Okay, great. When you make it to quarterfinals.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. We're just all manifesting it for North American teams.
Exactly.
Okay. How confident are you that you'll make it out of plans before you make it to quarterfinals?
I'm 100% sure we're
Okay.
not going to lose to,
R7?
R7, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And the team after that as well. We're definitely not going to lose.
Okay. How confident are you that you're going to win in Swiss?
That's group stage, right?
Yes.
Oh, we're cooked. I already know we're cooked. You know, like, we might get a couple wins, that's all, but like,
yes.
it's just going to be like an experience for everybody on the team.
Okay.
I think.
But there are going to be some fans that are like, they just don't have the winner's mentality. This is why they're going to lose, blah, blah, blah. I guess what would you say to the people that are just like, you should just expect to win?
I would just say you're delusional because like we're just having fun out here, and we're obviously trying our best, but we may not be as good as the other teams due to like experience and just like mainly just experience, I think. So we're just gonna try our best and see what happens. Yeah.
I know you said that you were expecting to make it to Worlds because you knew you could beat Cloud9. But if you go back to the beginning of the year, did you expect in your first year to be able to make it to Worlds?
I definitely did expect that because when I looked at the competition, they weren't like really good, and I knew that I personally had like a lot of confidence in myself, so I didn't expect it would be this hard to get to this point, but we made it, you know?
Yeah. What was your favorite point of the season?
Making it to Worlds for sure.
Okay. Second favorite part of the season. Like, I'm trying to ask you if there's like a game that you remember where you're like, oh, I just like crushed it, or any moment in time where you're like, oh, this was really significant to me. Maybe you had an interaction with a fan, something along those lines. Besides making it to Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, nothing can beat that though.
Yeah.
You know, like making it to Worlds.
I'm not saying anything has to beat it.
Okay.
What's number two? What was your second favorite part of the season?
I think just, it may not be like a moment, but just being with my teammates, being with my coaching staff, and just everybody around me, you know, was like, I just always envied that, and it was just something very special to me, just being in the room with my teammates every single day.
Yeah, that's cool. It sounds like you guys had a pretty positive environment, because there are so many environments where teams can just get like super toxic with each other. So I feel like you're pretty lucky to have in this first year a team of people that you are excited to be around. Because like, world champions have lifted the trophy with 4 other people that they did not like playing with.
Yeah.
So it's
true.
kind of cool to hear that you had such a good team around you in the very beginning here.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to call me sir. Just Travis is fine.
Travis, got you, Travis.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sir makes me feel old. Yes.
Okay.
I've heard that you call River old and you say he's a boomer.
That is quite true.
Yes. We were just talking about how this is not a toxic environment, and now here we are talking about you slandering this man.
Okay, it's not. I don't slander him to that extent. But
Okay.
When like you're a Rivers teammate, you can just tell that he's like an old man, you know.
Okay.
He's like nowhere near like a Zoomer or like a young prodigy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's like sipping his coffee, and you can instantly tell that he's like 40 years old.
The way that he sips his coffee, he's 40 years old.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's a 40-year-old coffee sipper.
Yeah.
Okay, has his age helped you at all, like in terms of his experience or whatever?
100%. Like, he's just been probably the best teammate I think I've had in my entire life, and without him, I don't think like we'd even be Worlds or like, I guess like going to Worlds. So his wisdom and his experience definitely helped me a lot. Yeah.
Can you remember a time in which you were like talking to him or he gave you some advice that felt really helpful, even if it was like to do with the game or not to do with the game?
I think just like his confidence. He gives me like a lot of confidence, and he makes sure that like I'm like having fun while also just like improving and kind of just playing with as much confidence that I could possibly be playing with. So yeah, it's definitely the things he's helped me on.
If you make it out of plans, is there anyone that you would like to face in Swiss stage?
I think. Wait, did T1 get disqualified yet, or?
I think they're still in it. They play later this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely Zeus. they end up making it. Or Broken Blade as well. Broken Blade for sure.
Yeah. Why Broken Blade for sure?
He used to be in NA. He used to play against my brother as well, and
Okay.
I want to get my revenge for my
gotcha.
older brother for sure.
It's interesting. You mentioned this. I think you mentioned you talked about your brother whenever you won against Cloud9. I think Jat or Raz was interviewing you, and I think you brought him up. So how much do you spend? How much time do you spend thinking about your brother as you're like fighting your way through the LCS?
I think every day, to be honest. Like, I literally wouldn't be here if I didn't have my older brother, you know? Like, he's just been everything to me. He's given me so much advice. He's helped me, like, improve at the game as well individually. And, yeah, I mean, without him, I wouldn't be here, you know? So I think of him every day.
Yeah, that is really cool. You referenced that you want to do certain things for your brother. Is there anything you've done so far for him that felt significant for him outside of winning or beating Cloud9?
I think just showing like a strong performance, especially in the spring split,
Yeah.
and not really translating that into the summer split, but yeah, just showing that I'm like a top LCS laner, you know, and that I can contend with the best,
Yeah.
for sure.
Were you, I know you said that you felt like your summer was not as good as you hoped. Were you frustrated at all with Masu getting Rookie of the Year, or did you care as much?
I was definitely frustrated because I felt like he obviously deserved it, and he's like a very good player.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I like did things differently during the split, then I probably would have gotten it. But I didn't end up doing it, you know. So it was just like a life experience for me.
Yeah. That makes sense. You've definitely been a player who has been hyped for a long time coming into the league. I think we'd even talked beforehand, maybe did an interview. And I do want to just ask if you can reflect on, obviously you're going to Worlds, but all the LCS stuff is done for the year for you. You've completed like the full LCS journey, even playing on stage at during championship weekend. What has this experience been like for you, especially compared to like what your expectations were? Like, I don't know if you had in your mind when you walked onto stage for the first time in spring an idea of what the year would be like and what this experience would be like. I don't know if it's different at all now that you've done it all.
It's not really different. Like, I feel like not only as a professional player, but also in life, you should just like take every single day, like, I don't know, you should just treat it with your presence, you know, and not just think about the future or the past or anything like that. So yeah, just taking every single day one by one and kind of just living to that.
Yeah. And what are you hoping to do in the next couple of days as you take them one by one ahead of Worlds?
Just playing solo queue. I think not getting burnt out as well, because I was actually getting burnt out like a lot to split. So yeah, just taking it easy, playing solo queue as well, and looking at the patch notes, just watching VODs, the things I normally do, you know?
Yeah. Are you, okay, I am curious if you've thought about this at all, because, and I've brought it up in a couple interviews now, like the trend in North America is we often send young players over to international events. They start getting into scrims against some of these teams, and they get like shell shocked. You know, they're like, oh my gosh, like this is just a completely different level. I've done all these interviews with players who have been through this before, and they get to another place. I mean, JoJo, I think, was even quoted as like, these guys are really good. And so are you like preparing yourself for the fact that like, okay, you're going to get in lane and maybe it's going to be a bit of a different competition than what you've seen in LCS?
I mean, I haven't really thought about that, to be honest, but I did just get 0-3'd by Bippo, you know, so like, I can't really say too much about that.
Sure.
I don't know, I'm just very excited to play against all these players. I'm not going to say I'm going to destroy them like JoJo, for example, you know, but I'm just going to try my best and learn as much as possible from it.
Yeah. No, I think that's really good. Is there anything that you are hoping to accomplish at Worlds? Because I know you said like Swiss is going to be really rough, but is there anything where you're like, okay, if we do this, I feel like I found success on my Worlds trip?
Obviously, making it through play-ins first.
Yeah.
That's a start, and then just taking a couple of games off of like the good teams, I guess is what you can say. Yeah. So that would definitely be my goal going to the Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make it through play-ins, win a couple of games in Swiss.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, is there any chance that any of your family will be able to make it out? Because I know were they here this past weekend?
They were not.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
But do you have any hopes that they'll be able to, even if they can't make it in person, maybe like watch from home? I know that the hours are kind of weird sometimes with these.
They'll definitely be watching my games.
Yeah.
Especially my oldest brother. Him and his fiance are gonna actually fly over to watch my games in Netherlands, I think. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so they'll be able to see, at least you'll have them around to kind of help with morale and that type of stuff.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's just always nice to hear. I know family is like very important for you, so hearing that that's going to be a part of your Worlds journey, I think will be really great. All right, is there anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there that are excited to see you step on stage at Worlds?
I mean, just thank you guys so much for supporting us. Just keep supporting us. We'll try our best, and yeah, just see how we do during Worlds. See you guys there.
Thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage leading up to Worlds and Worlds itself right here on my YouTube channel.
Guys? TGI fans? What are you doing in my room? Oh, I see. Travis put a hidden camera in here. It says, Drew, do my outros or I will fire you. Okay. Well, guys, please go ahead and check out the Hotline League that happened last week. We got Nuke Duck and DeMonte, some good insights into the kind of team's mindsets. Go ahead and become a member today. Everything helps. You don't need to, but everything helps. And check out Travis Gafford's Instagram at @TravisGafford_. Have a good day, guys. And please pray for me. I hope I do not get fired.